This is how a group member evaluation activity looks for students. These circled numbers on the left reflect the steps I need to take to complete this activity, first showing instructions, then a space to give feedback to my peers, next a space to read my received feedback, write a reflection, and finally a grading module. Let's look through each step from the top to see how this learning flow works. After first reading my instructions and checking who's in my group, I'll head to the next step to see who I need to give feedback to. Depending on what the teacher said, I might need to give feedback to one or multiple peers from my own group or another one, or assess myself. It may also be that the teacher has enabled anonymity, in which case instead of my peers' names, I'll see fruity pseudonyms. And depending on the activity, I may only see who I'm reviewing after completing previous reviews. As long as I'm not past the deadline, I should be able to click on Start or Continue Reviewing, or just on my peer's name, to arrive at the feedback interface. The criteria in the left column of this rubric are determined by my teacher, and I may need to leave a rating, write a comment, or both, which will be indicated here if required. Leaving a comment for my peer is as simple as clicking on Write Feedback, leaving that comment, optionally selecting whether it's a compliment or a suggestion, and clicking Post. I have a moment to review my feedback and others, and continue by clicking away from this dialog. All changes are automatically saved and can be changed up to the review deadline. Once I've given all the required feedback, Finish Later will turn into Done, and if I need to download my reviews, I can do that by clicking this button. After leaving feedback, it's time to see what my peers have said about my performance in the next step, Read Received Feedback. Clicking Review Overview lets me look through ratings and comments, with each reviewer shown per column and each criterion shown per row. Clicking on Comments, I can read and reply to or like my peers' comments, filter and sort feedback, or if necessary, report a post to my teacher. Clicking away closes this dialog. I'm also reminded where I still have unread comments to make sure I don't miss any feedback. The progress indicator at the top right gives me one more check to make sure I've gotten everything. Once I've finished giving feedback, I might be able to write a reflection on the activity if my teacher has enabled this step. This is a chance to consolidate my experiences with the work and the activity, but I won't be able to begin until finishing previous steps. Afterwards, I can move on to see my overall grade, which is broken down into its various weightings. Not all activities are graded, and I'll only see my grade if my teacher has published them. It's good to know that if I receive any new reviews from my peers, this notification icon at the top will show me any updates since my last visit, and the blue support icon in the bottom left is the first place to go if I run into any technical errors during the activity. I can expect a response time on weekdays of under 5 minutes. There are other configurations and setups possible, which you can find more about in our Help Center or by contacting us directly.